Hi, it's Doug. You might know that I live in the US state of California. Now, California is a big state, and not just in terms of the land size. There's 37 million people living here. That's more people than any other state in the United States. And yet, what's surprising, given that it's the most populated state in America, is that California actually doesn't have a lot of fresh water. There aren't a lot of lakes, there aren't a lot of rivers, there aren't that many aquifers. California is a pretty dry state. Parts of it are even desert, so it's not unusual, at least in some parts of California, for there to be little rain for months on end. For Californians who live in those driest parts of the state, sometimes things can even get scary. My friend Pat tells a true story that one day in 2015, her brother went to turn on his faucet, and nothing came out. The town he lives in sits on an aquifer. There's normally some groundwater down there, but the aquifer had run dry. Now, at first, that might just seem like it would be kind of weird or maybe a slight inconvenience. Oh man, I can't shower this morning. But think about it. What if this lack of water from his faucet was something that lasted for days? Remember, people can only live about 3 days without water. If you ran out of water on a Monday, by Wednesday, you could be dead. What should Pat's brother do in a situation like this? Just pack his bags and move? He can't do that. He's got a home there. It's where he lives. Surely there's some way to solve a problem like this. If this were your town, what would you do? I'll point out something that makes things even more frustrating for Pat's brother. Here is California, and here is the largest body of water on Earth, the Pacific Ocean. It's right there. Now, that just seems crazy. How could you run out of water if you live in California? But remember, ocean water is salt water. You can't drink salt water, and it turns out that getting the salt out of the water is really hard to do and also incredibly expensive. Now, I guess the town could buy tons of bottled water and then have it delivered to everyone's homes. But the town has thousands of people. They couldn't do that forever. What the town really needs is for its aquifer to be full again. In other words, the key to all this is going to be rain. Rain is what fills aquifers up to begin with. It's the reason why aquifers have water in them. And by the way, not having enough rain isn't just a problem that can happen in California. There are other places in the world that have dry climates, places where people run into similar problems, like Australia, the Middle East, parts of India. And yet, lots of other places on Earth don't have these problems. Many places get plenty of rain. Rain is a pretty simple thing, right? It's just drops of water that fall from the sky, specifically from clouds. Isn't there something we could do to make it rain a little more in the drier places, like where Pat's brother lives? To figure something like this out, really the question we need to ask ourselves is, what makes it rain in the first place? How does water get up into the clouds? And why does it fall out of them?